Well, I'm out here at the IC. This video is for randomrazr, I believe is what he's going for with his name. And he wants to know about the starters on these Lesabres here. So first things first, if your car's not starting, obviously check your battery cables. These things can become corroded. So take a wire brush and clean that off. And then on the positive cable, you've got two of them. So make sure you clean the inside of that real good, inside of that one here, and that side real good. And then tighten them up. Excuse me. And make sure they're all good and try it again first. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a battery in this and some gas in it and see if I can't pull it in the garage, and we'll jack it up. And I'll show you what it looks like underneath. Alright, I got the battery in it. Let's see what happens. Oh, come on. Alright, I'm going to have to check the cables again. Damn it. Alright, let's try this again. Pump's working. Oh, come on. Definitely got to take care of that starter. There we go. Now, I put some brake fluid in it, so hopefully it'll stop. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Alright. Damn it. I'm going to have to fix that line before I go anywhere. Shit. Well, it's still dripping a little bit, so hopefully I can make it to the garage before it blows. Oh, come on. Alright, new batteries in the camera. Let's try it again. There we go. Seems to be alright. See if this beast will move. Oh, come on. Ooh, that tire's spinning. Let's try reverse. Yeah, that sounded good. There we go. Perfect. Not good. Almost there. Sweet. Now I can take that starter out and not have to worry about spraying gas all over myself. Now always, before you work on a starter, take the battery off. Just disconnect at least the ground cable. And always take that one off first, because if you got a wrench on here and you hit something metal over here, it's going to get red hot right now and sparks are going to fly, and that's just not fun. So let's take that battery off and get underneath it. Now, as I said before, you got to make sure your battery cables are clean, because if you look and you follow this down, this one on the outside here goes down to the starter, and that's the only thing it feeds right there. And the other one goes up into the cab there and powers all the fuses and everything, and the lights and everything else. So if you've got this one connecting good, you can have all the lights and everything, but if there's corrosion between here and here, it may not start. So that could be a problem, so just make sure you get that clean. So I think it's time we jack her up and I show you exactly what it looks like underneath. Now, here we are underneath the car. You've got your big positive cable here that runs straight up to the battery and connects to the starter solenoid right there. and you got another wire which activates the starter solenoid, which runs over and goes up there. I don't know if you can still follow that, but that's where it goes. And then that one goes to your either starter relay or key or whatever you've got. I can't remember exactly which system this car uses, but a way you can test it is take a screwdriver while it's in the car. See if I can do this with the light here. See if I can get a good picture. And you touch positive to this one, and it should start with a screwdriver. It should crank over. If it doesn't, you either have a bad solenoid or a bad starter motor, or your cables aren't connected right. So always check your cables first. So I think now I'm gonna take this thing out. It takes two 15mm bolts. One is right up there, and the other one's on the back side. That's kind of hard to see. Oh, it's missing in this one. Huh. Well, that could be part of my starting problem right there. But anyway, those two bolts, and it comes right out. Take those cables off first because it's easier that way. Now once you get these cables off, make sure you clean both sides of this real good, and this cable too, the littler one. Get those all cleaned, and then you can take your starter out, or you can just try it with the starter in there. But make sure that your starter isn't like mine, with only one bolt holding it in. Gee, I wonder why it didn't start. I've been having a lot of trouble with that lately. I don't know why. Oh well, we'll take her out and I'll find the other side, a bolt for the other side, and we'll put her back in and see if it works better. Now here's what your starter motor is going to look like when it's out. Obviously it won't have the jumper cables on it, but it'll basically look like that. This piece here is your solenoid. So if you want to test it while it's out of the car, what you do is you get just a chunk of wire to jump these two, or you can use a screwdriver if you want, that's fine too. And you put the positive jumper lead on this big one coming out of the solenoid, and you take the negative one and put it on a good ground of the starter somewhere. And then you go over to your battery, find the positive and the negative, and you connect them up, and it should work. Yep, see? And my Bendix kicks out and everything. So this starter is fine, it just wasn't bolted in all the way. So I'm going to have to find another bolt, the longer one for this particular starter, and put that in. You can see the bolts go here. Sometimes if you can't get it out, these bolts stick, so you may have to take a screwdriver and wedge it in here and pry it out. So I'm just going to put that back in with another big bolt. Oh, and if you find a shim right here, a little piece of metal, always put those back in, because otherwise you can ruin your starter if you don't. Well, I hope that helped you. I gotta go pretty soon, but I'll see if I can upload this before too late.